Welcome back, everyone. Today, we will talk about the rotting corpse that is the gaming industry. How developers, infested with radical left lunacy, are torching everything from sales to souls. From celebrating assassinations to releasing woke disasters, the industry and its devs keep falling lower and lower on the moral scale. Let's start with the gut punch that woke up the world. Game devs celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk. On September 10th, 2025, conservative figure Charlie Kirk, founder of Turning Point USA, was gunned down mid-speech at Utah Valley University. The FBI has apprehended the suspect, but the horror didn't end there. Devs from top studios like Sucker Punch, Bungie, and the Coalition reveled in that monstrous act. A Sucker Punch senior dev, knee-deep in Ghost of Yotei, mocked Kirk's death with glee, sparking outrage. That Park Place reported calls for boycotts, with fans vowing to skip the game. Kotaku confirmed the dev was fired after the backlash, but the damage was done. Bungie and the Coalition devs joined the morbid party, tossing around jabs like it was a victory lap. NBC and AP News covered the manhunt, but the industry's response was a stain. Celebrating murder isn't a flex, it's a disgrace. This isn't about politics, it's about devs proving they hate half their audience. After national mourning and tributes from leaders, the backlash hit like a hammer, with fans ditching pre-orders and trust in studios. This is the face of gaming's moral collapse. These activists, dressed as developers, hate not just half of the world, they also hate you, the gamer. Think about the latest woke games. They're not just flops, they're craters. Dragon Age The Veilguard, BioWare's reinvention with pronouns, top surgery scars, and sanitized lore, bombed hard. Bloomberg reported 1.5 million players by Q3 2025, 50% below EA's targets, with shares dropping 16%. Game Rant noted lead writer Cheryl Chee's exit amid the fallout, with fans slamming the game for ditching Origin's gritty depth for a preachy leftist agenda. Avowed, Obsidian's RPG, promised Pillars depth but delivered pronouns and uglified characters. Its Steam player count peak at 19,000 players, now down to under 4,000 and falling. A Microsoft-level disaster. Fans called it a shallow downgrade, beaten by decade-old Civilizations 5. Marathon, Bungie's extraction shooter reboot, faced delays after plagiarized art and toxic morale tanked its alpha. News outlets reported hostile audits with projections missing top 5 targets. These aren't anomalies, they're proof gamers reject lectures disguised as games. The industry's bleeding and woke is the wound. Now, let's zoom in on Ghost of Yotei. Sucker Punch's sequel was already on thin ice, and its devs lit the fuse. A senior artist's vile celebration of Kirk's death, reported by That Park Place, sparked mass outrage. Kotaku confirmed the firing, but fans aren't forgiving. Add voice actress Erika Ishii's activist baggage, pushing queer and DEI agendas, and the game is sunk. Creative Block quoted the studio's dismissal of critics, saying if they don't like a female lead, don't buy it. But fans aren't mad about Atsu. They're mad about agenda-driven writing. Game Pressure noted leaked alpha tests, showing repetitive quests and forced diversity, echoing Tsushima's flaws without its soul. The game is still going for an October release, but the backlash has crushed pre-orders. This isn't Tsushima's focused epic, it's a woke checklist that's alienated its core audience. Devs didn't just fumble the game, they fumbled the franchise. These devs aren't just left-leaning, they're sprinting radical left, turning studios into activist hubs. Daily Wire reported California, gaming's woke epicenter, took 50% of 2025's layoffs, with Tencent exec Amir Satvat blaming DEI over sustainability. Polygon flagged Veilguard's inclusivity push, with director Corinne Bush changing the lore for modern values, alienating Dragon Age fans. Avowed's art director leaned into pronouns and Elon Musk hate syndrome, while Marathon's team faced toxic leadership fallout. This isn't creativity, it's ideology. Studios hire for activism over talent, firing dissenters and putting out games that preach instead of play. The result? A fractured industry where devs like those on Yotei mock their audience while sales tank. This radical lean isn't a bug, it's a feature, and it's driving gamers away. Devs' public meltdowns are a masterclass in self-destruction. Several gaming outlets exposed Avowed's art director Matt Hansen ranting against critics, pushing pronouns as default before backtracking. These aren't one-offs, they're a pattern. Devs prioritize clout over craft, alienating fans who just want fun. Some news outlets tied Yotei's backlash to its dev's Kirk comments and flagged Avowed's art shifts as DEI-driven. This isn't game development, it's a culture war, and devs are picking the wrong side. The gaming divide is a war zone. Gamers want escapism, devs want revolution. Kirk's assassination hit during a 2025 political upheaval, Trump assassination attempts, Minnesota killings. CNN called it an attack on the American experiment, but the devs' glee showed their true colors. California's 50% layoff share reflects a woke bubble bursting. Gamers aren't asking for politics, they want worlds to explore, not homework on gender or race. But devs double down, hiring activists who lecture instead of code. We're past wokeness, full stop. Daily Wire called Concord's $400 million flop a signal of the end, with gamers rejecting DEI lectures. Black Myth Wukong's 10 million sales as an anti-woke win, focusing on fun over agenda. Senkaku Complex declared the industry gets what it preached, with 2025's flops forcing pivots. Studios are terrified, as they should be. Gamers want escapism, not manifestos. The woke era is dead. Bury it. This firestorm is viral gold. Concord's crash, Veilguard's bomb, Yotei's boycott, it's Gamergate 2.0. Fans aren't just mad, they're done funding woke propaganda. Devs aren't creating, they're canceling fun one agenda at a time. Kirk's murder celebrated, flops like Veilguard buried, radicals running wild. It's a self-inflicted apocalypse. I grew up on Halo Heroes, not pronoun parades. Gaming was magic. Now it's misery. But fans are rising. Boycotts, backlash, demanding better. 2025's The Reckoning, past wokeness, back to merit. What people need to understand is that those devs don't care about anyone but themselves. They preach about peace and coexistence while laughing out loud about the death of a husband and father. They don't care about that horrible behavior because they believe they are protected by the media that doesn't cancel them from monstrous behavior, protected by companies that also share their immoral beliefs, protected by a fan base that is either oblivious to their behavior or straight up gaslit by disgusting gaming news outlets like Kotaku and IGN, who, by the way, also behave in the same despicable way that they do. So this is the state of the gaming industry, a gaslighting, bad behavior, fan-hating, conservative loathing machine that does not care about you, the consumer, and believes it is on the right side of history. This behavior from those devs, a behavior only slightly amplified and somewhat evidenced, has been the norm in the game industry for years, and the fact that it took such a horrible tragedy to make people see those people for what they truly are just shows how low the state of gaming development truly is. Shame on those people. Shame on anyone who celebrates tragedies such as this. Shame on anyone who protects those who do such a thing. And, sadly, also shame on us for not standing up for such behavior for so long, but not anymore. The gloves are off. Enough is enough.